The Millionaire Secret: Reprogram Your Mind. What if I told you that the difference between you and a millionaire isn't talent, luck, or connections? What if the only thing standing between you and the wealth you desire is a few neural pathways in your brain that can be rewired in a matter of weeks? Welcome to Luxona, where millionaires are made. Today, we're diving deep into the most guarded secret of the wealthy elite. A secret that quantum physics has proven, neuroscience has validated, and mystics have known for centuries. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful manifestation. This is about the fundamental mechanics of reality itself and how your mind literally constructs the world around you. The man who changed everything for me wasn't a billionaire CEO or a Wall Street titan. He was a humble mystic named Neville Goddard, who died in 1972 but left behind the most powerful wealth-building technology ever discovered. Neville understood something that modern science is only now catching up to. Your inner conversations don't just influence your reality, they create it. Think about this for a moment. Right now, as you listen to these words, there's a constant stream of dialogue running through your mind. Most people are completely unconscious of this internal narrator, but it's the most powerful force in their lives. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself, every assumption you hold about money, success, and your own worthiness, these aren't just random mental events. They're instructions to the quantum field that surrounds you. Jim Carrey understood this when he wrote himself a check for $10 million and dated it 3 years in the future. He carried that check in his wallet every day, not as a motivational gimmick, but as a way to reprogram his subconscious mind. He was literally training his brain to accept wealth as his natural state. 3 years later, almost to the day, he received a movie contract worth exactly $10 million. Oprah Winfrey has spoken countless times about the power of visualization and inner dialogue. She didn't become a billionaire by accident. She systematically reprogrammed her mind to expect abundance. Bob Proctor spent decades teaching these same principles, helping thousands of people transform their financial reality by changing their internal programming. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Quantum physics has revealed that at the subatomic level, reality doesn't exist until it's observed. The famous double-slit experiment shows us that particles behave as waves of possibility until the moment consciousness focuses on them. Only then do they collapse into a specific reality. Your attention, your focus, your inner conversations, these aren't passive observations of reality. They're the mechanism by which reality crystallizes from the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Dr. Joe Dispenza has spent years studying this intersection of neuroscience and quantum mechanics. His research shows that when you change your internal state, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you literally change the electromagnetic signature your body broadcasts into the field around you. You become a different person on a cellular level, and the universe responds to this new version of you. This is why Neville Goddard taught that imagination is God. When you imagine yourself wealthy, when you feel the emotions of financial freedom, when you assume the mental state of someone who already has millions, you're not pretending. You're accessing a parallel reality where that version of you already exists. Your job isn't to make it happen through struggle and force. Your job is to align your inner world with that reality until the outer world has no choice but to match it. The wealthy understand this intuitively. They don't think like people who are trying to become rich. They think like people who already are rich. Their self-talk is different. Their assumptions are different. Their entire neural network has been wired for abundance, not scarcity. Most people sabotage themselves with their inner dialogue without even realizing it. They wake up thinking about bills, problems, and lack. They tell themselves stories about how hard it is to make money, how the economy is bad, how they're not smart enough or connected enough. Every one of these thoughts is a command to their subconscious mind, which dutifully goes to work creating more evidence of exactly what they're focused on. But here's the revolutionary part. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you consistently imagine yourself wealthy, your brain begins forming new neural pathways as if that wealth were already your reality. Your reticular activating system starts filtering information differently. Opportunities that were always there but invisible suddenly become obvious. People who could help you seem to appear out of nowhere. This isn't mystical. It's neuroscience. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your dominant thoughts and emotions. This phenomenon, called neuroplasticity, means that you can literally sculpt your brain into the mind of a millionaire. The question is, what patterns are you reinforcing right now? Let me give you a concrete example. Instead of thinking, "I need money," or "I'm broke," which reinforces lack, you begin thinking, "Money flows to me easily," or "I am wealthy." Not as affirmations you're trying to convince yourself of, but as simple facts about your reality. You don't argue with these thoughts or analyze them. You simply accept them as true. Neville called this assuming the wish fulfilled. You don't hope to be wealthy someday. You assume you already are, and you think from that assumption rather than toward it. This is the difference between someone who occasionally visualizes success and someone who has trained their mind to operate from success as their default setting. The environment you create around yourself becomes crucial in this process. Your surroundings are constantly programming your subconscious mind. If you're surrounded by reminders of limitation, cluttered spaces, broken things, bills everywhere, your brain interprets this as evidence of your financial reality. But when you intentionally create an environment that reflects abundance, clean, organized, beautiful spaces, your subconscious begins accepting abundance as normal. This is why successful people often invest in quality items even before they can easily afford them. It's not about showing off. It's about training their nervous system to feel comfortable with wealth. When you're surrounded by quality, your brain stops treating abundance as foreign or threatening. Your daily conversations with others also reprogram your reality. Most people bond through complaining about money, the economy, their jobs. But every time you engage in these conversations, you're strengthening neural pathways of lack and limitation. Successful people have learned to redirect these conversations or simply remove themselves from environments where scarcity thinking dominates. The morning is particularly powerful for reprogramming because your brain is in a theta state, the same brainwave pattern hypnotists use to access the subconscious mind. Instead of immediately checking your phone or thinking about problems, spend the first few minutes of your day imagining your life as if you were already wealthy. Feel the emotions of financial freedom. See yourself making decisions from abundance rather than fear. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research on epigenetics shows us that our genes aren't our destiny. Our environment and beliefs control which genes get expressed. When you consistently operate from thoughts and emotions of abundance, you're literally changing your biology. Your cells begin producing different proteins, your hormones shift, and your entire physiology aligns with wealth rather than survival. This is the secret millionaires know, but rarely talk about. They've learned to control their inner environment so precisely that their outer world has no choice but to reflect their internal state. They don't hope for success. They expect it. They don't try to become wealthy. They operate as if they already are. The quantum field responds to who you're being, not what you're wanting. When you want something, you're acknowledging its absence. But when you assume you already have it, you're collapsing the wave function of possibility into the reality of having. Your mind is the most sophisticated technology on the planet, capable of literally restructuring reality at the quantum level. The question isn't whether this works. Quantum physics has proven it does. The question is whether you're willing to take responsibility for the reality you've been unconsciously creating and begin consciously directing it toward wealth. Every thought is a choice. Every internal conversation is programming. Every assumption you make about money is shaping your neural networks and broadcasting a signal into the quantum field. The millionaires who seem to effortlessly attract wealth aren't lucky. They've simply learned to program their minds for abundance instead of scarcity. This is your invitation to join them, not through struggle, force, or complex strategies, but through the simple act of reprogramming the most powerful computer in existence, your own mind. The technology exists. The science is proven. The only question remaining is, are you ready to become the millionaire you were always meant to be? The choice, as always, is yours. But remember, every moment you delay is another moment you're reinforcing the old programming. Your $1 million mind is waiting. It's time to claim it.